In an earlier video, I was talking about things that I do to help me with my French, and I said I was going to break some of those things down and give a little more detail. So in this video, I'm going to talk about one of those things. I'm going to talk about talking to someone in French every day. Like I mentioned, I talk to my friend Rico almost every day in French, and I wanted to just give you a little bit of background on that. Basically, Rico's first language is Creole. He also speaks French, Spanish, and English. I don't speak I don't speak Spanish or Creole, and he does not think that he speaks English that well, although I think his English is fine. I had no trouble understanding him. I think he has trouble understanding me sometimes, though, in English. So French is our happy medium. So, like I said, we talk almost every day. We talk in text message sometimes, though not that often. I think he prefers to use WhatsApp. And to me, it gives no advantage over using the text message application. I can record videos, audio, pictures in the text messaging app, and it's included in my messaging. Rico lives in another country, I failed to mention. So long distance texts are included in my package already, but maybe they're not in his, I do not know. So he prefers to use that app. So that's the way we talk most of the time. We'll text in that app. But a lot of times we record the audio, and it's kind of like, it's like a text message. It's like taking turns talking, so it's a little awkward. It's not like real-time talking, but still I can hear the words, and he can hear my words, and he corrects me sometimes. He has said that I speak French better than he does. He said that they taught it to him in school. That's what they taught in school, but he claims that I speak better than he does. I think it is because I know textbook French and he knows street French. And so when he's writing things, sometimes it's difficult for me to understand because he does not spell everything out like it's supposed to be. He spells things phonetically a lot. And most of the times I can sound it out and figure out what he's saying, but every once in a while, I'm like, what is this? And then he'll try, maybe figure out the correct spelling and put that, and I'm like, oh, okay. It's like I'm too smart for my own good. I don't know sometimes what he's saying. And so I think that's kind of what it is. Sometimes I use words that aren't everyday language because that's what those are the words that I know. That's the words that I was taught in school, and he does not always know them. He's not familiar with them always. So I think that's why he says that. But I've told him this. I actually told him this today. I cheat when we talk. I'm much better at writing French and reading French than I am at speaking French. So sometimes when what I'm trying to say is a little bit more complicated, I will actually think it out and write it down and then read it to him. Or type, I type it in, when I'm typing the text is fine. I can take my time with it. But when I'm recording audio, a lot of times I write it down and then say it. And it's not like I'm looking up stuff all the time. Every once in a while I have to look up something, but it's like I just have to think about it. But the one good thing about talking to him almost every day is that it's good practice. It's putting French in my head every day, and it's starting to make me think in French. And I know that is key. Hearing somebody speak in French, putting it through your brain, translating it to English, then giving an English answer and translating that out to French does not work. That is not the way to learn a language. To learn a language, you need to think in that language. Don't translate things in your head. Try to understand them in that language. So talking to him has helped me to think in French, and it's pretty crazy because there will be times when I'm talking to someone or someone says something to me and I get ready to answer and I almost answer in French because I'm thinking in French. And, you know, I talk to him quite a bit, so it's coming even first sometimes. Maybe it might be that I just talked to him or something, or he was the last person I talked to, which is not uncommon because I don't talk a lot. So it's making me think in French. It's really key to learning a language too. So definitely find somebody who speaks the language and talk to them, even if it's another beginner, preferably somebody who knows a little bit more so they can teach you things. We talk on the phone every once in a while, not very often. It's long distance. It costs money for both of us. But I find that talking on the phone is the most difficult for me for the reasons that I just stated. When I'm speaking French, I'm much better at reading and writing it because I just have time to think about it. Then on the phone, I have to think really fast, and I just am not that fast yet. When he records messages, you know, longer messages and more detailed messages, I sometimes have to listen to them a couple times to understand fully. And WhatsApp gives me that option. You know, I just keep listening to him until he's like, do you understand? You're not answering. You're taking too long to answer, you know. But I have time to think about it. When he's talking to me on the phone, it just comes so quick, and I'm like, what did you just say? You know, and I keep trying to tell him, talk to me like I'm a child. I speak French like a 4-year-old. And he's like, no, you speak French well, blah, blah, blah. You just need to practice. And I'm like, okay, but I don't understand you. So it's very difficult when we talk on the phone because I can understand a lot of times what he's saying, but when it's time for me to respond, I can't think fast enough. I can't think fast enough in French to respond, so I revert to English a lot. And sometimes he understands, sometimes he doesn't, and I feel really bad because not only do I want to practice my French, he wants me to practice my French. That's not why we're friends. It's just a benefit of being friends. You know, we're just friends, but it just so happened that it's easiest for us to communicate in French. Well, I guess if you call that easy, because it's not all that easy for me. I mean, I'm doing it, but I don't think I'm doing it particularly well. But it definitely will change. If you aren't doing it already, it will change the whole thing and whole way of learning the language for you. It is a must-do. Find somebody that will speak French to you. Get online, look for people. I'm here. I'm willing to be people's Skype or text message or email, pen pal or whatever, so I can practice my French too. So if you can't find someone to speak in French to on a daily basis, hit me up. I might be able to help you with that. I can't do it for the whole world, but I might be able to take a few people to help me as well. Maybe give some relief to Sherrico. So that is definitely a thing that you need to do. If you are going to try to learn French, you need to talk to someone in French every day. Not just listen to others speak, not just, you know, all the other things I said in the video, but you have to speak it. If you want to be able to speak it, you have to speak it. So that is just a little bit of background of who I talked to, how we came to end up talking that way, and how much of a difference it's made in the whole thing. I would say hands down, it's the number one most important, most impactful thing that I've done on this quest to learn French.